My name is Penelope. I am a writer, adaptive athlete, occasional comedian, and a future physicist. I got that down because I say that a lot in my TikToks. Hi, my name is Penelope, and I'm going to explain elements of my personality and how I appear and navigate through the world. Boxing was definitely my favorite part of the day. Operation Ramp It Up is an initiative that I'm trying to start to amplify the crowdfunding efforts of people with disabilities. I was born in Brooklyn. For the first 2.5 years of my life, I was in the foster care system, and at 2.5, my paternal grandmother got guardianship of me and raised me from 2.5 till 27 when I moved out of her house. I have a lot of cousins who are around my age, and none of them treated me any differently, so that was cool. But going to school and having the realization that I'm different and having a disability was also very interesting because I just thought I was petty. Apparently not. Trisa, I met her in 2017 at a gym for people with disabilities. She is cerebral palsy sexy strong because she has cerebral palsy. She's definitely sexy and she's definitely strong. I know, both in muscle and in heart. Me and her have been through a lot in the years that we've known each other, and she proves that to be true every day. You don't see me without Trisa, and you don't see Trisa without me. And if you do see Trisa without me, Trisa's gonna get questions like, where's Penny? We can start our day like really early in the morning, like 9:30, and still end up getting home at 10 p.m. We end up in so many different places. And as always, me and Trisa are out past dark. She is the lone person on the Get Penny Out of Her Shell committee. Very introverted, and she wants me to be around for all her shenanigans. That's one of the reasons why she plans my summers to force me to go outside and do stuff instead of being in my house and being the homebody that I love to be. I enjoy doing nothing, but Trisa is the antithesis of doing nothing. We're very protective of each other. Like, for example, today, I reminded her to wear her seatbelt because she's in a new wheelchair and we don't know what the physics of that is going to be. She always has paper towel and snacks and Band-Aids and smell goods and lotions for when I get ashy.
Hello. We're on the train and it's crowded, and the spots that we need to be in, everybody's always in, and ain't nobody following the rules. But see, we always end up in the middle of the pole.
New York City was definitely not built for me. The only credit that I will give New York City is that it's a very walkable city. And so if I didn't live in New York City, I would definitely have a lot more issues with getting around. But that still doesn't negate the problems that are still present. They need to do better at incorporating accessibility everywhere. And just in general, like in a societal sense, I'm tired of people with disabilities being afterthoughts in everything.
This station is nerve-wracking.
Like, I feel like people with disabilities should be consulted at every step of everything that goes on within this city and all the other cities in which we live, because we're citizens and what we need is just as important as everybody else. I wish that there'll be a time where I won't have to be on a documentary telling people how they can be allies with the disability community. I hope I one day live in a world where disability advocacy is no longer necessary because we have everything that we need. My life as a person with cerebral palsy is basically like an ongoing physics experiment, because every single time I have to do something, I have to assess my situation and make sure I'm at the right angle so that I don't hurt myself or hurt anybody else.
Videoabilities Live with Andrew Barlow, Ashley Everhart, Mike Faber.
Give it up for the one and only Mike Faber.
It's a true story. I was at this one woman's house and we were about to have sex, and I guess I was taking too long to get over to the bed. So she picked me up and she put me over her shoulder. Never as a man should the words "put me down, please" happen during sex. My name's Mike Faber. You guys have been great. Have a good night.
We had a dear friend, a really, really dear friend. We were doing a party and she got ill that time. She said, okay, she had an appointment to check it out, but that night when she went into the hospital, she passed away. So I noticed in Penny that brought her a little more down. It brought all of us down because we were all very connected to that young lady.
I'm pretty sure I'm in a depressive episode myself right now. So this week I'm definitely failing forward instead of following through.
And then I noticed she was drifting further away. She didn't want to come outside. She didn't want to do this. She didn't want to do that. She don't want to talk. Things like that. And then I was the one who wouldn't give up.
I also wanted to say, if you're going through something similar, give yourself grace. The world isn't going to crumble because you chose your bed today instead of being productive.
And I knew something was wrong, so I said, you know, I got to be there for my friend. Something's going on, you know, so I would call her all the time. I have keys to her house, so if she wouldn't answer the phone for maybe, I give her like 2 days maybe, I'm actually opening her front door, banging and getting in there.
As a Black disabled woman, it was very hard for me to talk about my depression and my struggles with mental health for a very long time. But 2023 was one of the hardest years of my life. And if I'm being honest, I barely survived it. So now I'm trying to get away from that stigma and taboo and try to be as open about it as possible. We're already struggling enough, so if we're having mental struggles, we should know that we have community out there and people who care and people who we can talk to and trust. And I think oftentimes that I need to deal with things on my own and not let people in, but I have people in my life like Trisa who will curse me out if I do something like that, but curse me out with kindness. I have 2 taglines. One is determined not destroyed. I deal with a lot of chronic pain because I have hip dysplasia and I also have a full spinal fusion. Battling chronic pain alone can be so trying, and that's why community is important. Like virtual support groups, calling a friend, people on TikTok who give recommendations. I've been having a very harsh few days. I don't live in my mom's apartment where my aunts and my uncles and everybody else was always visiting. Of course, I still have my home attendant and my services, but that's not the same thing as having the community of family and friends around you when you're struggling. A lot of the times, my pain sidelines me. Today could have been one of those days, but I got myself out of bed because I committed to doing something. So I'm determined, not destroyed. And the Penny with a Purpose thing is because my name is Penelope and most people call me Penny. And I'm not quite sure what my purpose in life is just yet, but I figured out what my purpose on TikTok is. And it is to showcase me living and thriving in community and building community by doing so. And I guess I'm doing the same thing in life, right? So I guess I figured it out right now in this moment.